The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 69, Nasdaq up 79, S&P's up 6, gold up $33 at $19.66 an ounce. You got silver up 59 cents, $27.62 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $43 flat. Notes and bonds, 10-year note up 10 ticks, trading 139.09. 30-year bond up 14 at 176.27. Bottom line is that the 10-year didn't break yesterday, folks. 30-year broke with conviction. Both saving themselves out here today. So this range is still intact. I do expect what you're going to see out here, though, is that the range is going to widen. The range, I think, is going to widen down to that June level, and we go from there. King dollar. King dollar is smoked, folks, down 520 ticks, trading 92,482. The yen is at 105.44. It is the yen that actually did it, folks. Okay, Shinzo Abe resigned in Japan, health reasons. He's been the longest premier in Japan. And the bottom line is that it was a little shock for the market. And he was always, bottom line, was looking for basically weaker yen. So I says we'll see where that shakes out. But that's what took that dollar south very quickly. Euro's at 118, the yen at 105.5, and the British pound is at 132 to $1 US. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
We got a lot of Sherwin-Williams green paint on that board.
We do, man. We do.
Hey, how about that, as I mentioned at the top, man? I hadn't even paid attention. Pretty remarkable, the month of August. Now, you got Apple up almost 19% this month, right? That's obviously going to put a bid under every index in the world. But 3 red candles in the whole month of August, man. You're talking about, we're in the 20th trading day of the month right now, man. It's just remarkable. I even being in the market, living and breathing it every day, if you had said, how many red candles do we have in the month of August and how many green candles, I don't think I would have realized you got 17 green candles and 3 red candles for the entire month right now.
Yeah, well, I know it. I know it because I keep looking at it and I keep shotting it. So, yeah, the good news is, the thing that's so weird about this one, right, is that it is a long period of time, but it hasn't moved much. The S&P, this is, okay? You know what I mean? So it's pretty intriguing in that aspect, actually, where we are. Do you know what I'm saying? So
I have to. I mean, we're talking about the best August on record in 35 years.
Right. Right.
That's a decent move, man. That's 7% in a month. We went from 3,200 to 3,500.
Inside the S&P, yeah.
That's when you.
No, I'm.
So how do you qualify? We haven't moved much. Then I guess is what my head goes to when you say that.
You know, it seems like every day to me. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's all relative.
I think there's a lot of people saying no. Okay.
No, it's all. I get it. Believe me, we're up and we're up big. I get it. You know, to me, it should be exponential though. This is, to me, it's almost like a sideways move. But I get it. Believe me, I get it. King dollar. Now, this is going to be interesting with King dollar, meaning that does it get back inside the range today? It's trying to get back inside the range right now. You know, the range that we're talking about on King dollar is 92,546, and we're at 92,533. If we take a look at the yen, look at this move in the yen when this happened. This is like pretty amazing. JPY.
Yeah, that's quite a move, man. $1.09, right? Yeah.
Look at that. You know, it was up there at 106.95. It goes to 105.47, like fast and furious, man. I mean, this is like a monster move. And of course, the dollar went the other way. If we go take a look at the euro out here, You get the euro right now up 51 ticks. It's trying to peek its head up. The British pound, that's up 82 ticks. I think this got over. Yeah, it did. So the pound is going to be the leader out here. The pound, inside the index, dollar index, that is, it doesn't have a larger weighting structure, but the pound looks like it's going to be the leader coming out, and the yen. The same with, if you take a look at the Nikkei, watch the Nikkei, folks, okay, when this happened last night, you'll see the Nikkei was higher and just gave it up in spades. And this is where this gets interesting. So watch, what the Nikkei did last night, you get 6 hours, right? And it brought it back to June 3rd.
Yeah.
Because it's been basically a sideways move up at those levels, so.
Hey, how about the VIX yesterday and today? I think that's the part that I didn't quite tie into the S&P. So, like you said, we all kind of know it's happening, right? Remarkable how consistent it's been, because even pulling up a chart of Microsoft, I mean, they've had some negative days. They haven't had 3 out of 20 negative days, but you have that balance there. Every time maybe you get an Apple pullback, you get some of the airlines pop. You know what I mean? They carry things or something like that. But the VIX, man, I mean, I got it up here on a daily, and the last 3 days does not correlate to what the S&P looks like, folks. We were sitting at under 21 on Wednesday. I'm saying the last 3 days. Really, it's today, Thursday, and Wednesday, okay? Yeah. And you were under 21. We spiked to a high of 27.09 yesterday. We're now up again today to 26. And meanwhile, the S&P marches on right near 3,500. Very, very quick acceleration. As the moment that people feel like the market might accelerate lower, everybody says, give me some insurance. I don't care what I have to pay for it. Give me that insurance quick, just in case this thing goes down 4 or 5% in the next week. I mean, I'm just throwing numbers out there.
Oh, no, it's real.
We've seen these spikes before. I mean, it ties back to this spike in early June, man. These quick spikes here, 3 days, right? June 8th,
yep,
June 9th, and June 10th. And look what happened on the 11th, okay? And that similar scenario, like, let's back it up. On June 8th, all right? So let's see where the EES, okay? You have the 8th, 9th, and 10th, and then the 11th, the market went bananas, okay? Come on, my charts, they're being a little slow. Come on, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Come on. So here's the S&P. The 8th was a positive bar, folks. That's when the VIX started spiking. What happened there? The 9th, we were still within the range of the 8th. The 10th, things were great. We were kind of right in the same range.
Right.
But meanwhile, we saw the VIX accelerating higher, 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 and then the market fell apart by almost 200 S&P points on the 11th. So look at this S&P here. There's no pullback. You know what I mean? There's nothing. Yesterday's action, we're talking about a straight line up. Meanwhile, we have the VIX pushing 27. So be wary, man. Be wary.
No, because that was 300 S&P points we went down in 4 days.
Yes, it was 200 in one single day.
yeah. So that was our 3-day bear market. Yesterday, yesterday, man, we had a 20-minute bear market.
Exactly, and that's when the VIX said, "Whoa!" Yeah, but and then we had the 20-minute bull market that got it all back in a heartbeat.
Gotta love it.
Stay
right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. Dow's up 43, Nasdaq's up 56, S&P's up 1. Tesla's going to be driving people out of their minds, folks. Okay, because the bottom line is that Tesla, caught a bid again yesterday. Had a bid out here this morning. Let's see, what are we up? $36. It was up a lot more than that. It was up like 50 earlier.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up at 38, Nasdaq's up 63, S&P's up 1.5. Hey, Tom, what do you think? You know, isn't this pretty wild that you have Walmart tagging up with Microsoft on this TikTok deal?
I couldn't even wait for you to finish the question, man, before I just chuckled at, yeah, what the heck is, I would love to be in the room between the Walmart and Microsoft executives as they are business planning and game planning the best use of the two of them combining to run TikTok in the United States of America.
Listen, one of our tigresses in the den yesterday, Maria, it was a great quote. She says, I bet 6 months ago the board of directors in Walmart didn't even know what TikTok was.
So true, man. So true. And the last thing they thought is that they'd be competing with Oracle to purchase TikTok.
Yeah, and don't be surprised. Let me tell you, folks, even though, so Oracle, you know, Microsoft and Walmart were pushing with volume yesterday, like this deal's going to come to fruition. You know, Oracle is like the underlying deal here, and I would say that politically, Oracle has a better in. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it looks like technically there's going to be a Microsoft, you know, Walmart deal. It looks like I guess they got to get this whole thing done in the next week or something. I mean, because that's the, you know there
is the time deadline.
The plug's going to get pulled.
I mean, it's, you know, because I have been trying to wrap my head around it, man. It's like, okay, like, do they want to? I mean, number one, Facebook's the best advertising platform in the world, almost that the world's ever seen, right? Yes. So maybe you have them saying, listen, this is a drop in the bucket compared to the market capitalization of Microsoft and Walmart. It's kind of an outlier wager that we're going to make sure that we control the next advertising platform for the younger generation. I think there has to be something. That's why Walmart's
going after it, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which makes sense. I mean, you know.
It does. Yeah. It does. You know, they're a mammoth company. They got to compete with Amazon. And Microsoft has to compete with, you know, all the other FANG stocks, whether it's Google, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Facebook. they have to advertise their products, right? They have to
Sure.
they have to be able to have data. Data is king here.
Yeah.
The whole reason that TikTok has to sell and divest the U.S. business part of their business is because they got too much data. So data is never going to be a bad thing, I think, is part of what I'm seeing as well. So you got two of the biggest companies out there. Maybe they say, hey, Walmart's going to have the goods. Microsoft's going to bring their tech savviness in there. We'll hire some social media players, managers, executives. But man, I mean, that's basically saying anybody in business should be able to compete with them and it's really not. I mean, the numbers for TikTok are mammoth numbers being thrown around, anywhere from like 10 to 20 billion to 30 to 40 billion. But it's nothing compared to what Microsoft and Walmart do on a daily basis almost, No,
no doubt.
Yeah.
And to switch gears for a second, what I'd like to, the next, that Ant Financial, so Jack Ma, who started Alibaba, bottom line, Ant Financial, is going to be going IPO. And this IPO, folks, we're not going to have it in the United States, but this is going to be one of the biggest IPOs ever. And I can see, so Alibaba owns 33% of Ant Financial.
Okay.
So that's one way that you can get into that deal. But I have a feeling that Ant Financial is going to be one of the largest companies in the world, period. I mean, they own China lock, stock, and barrel. And, of course, you have a class in China that's getting into the middle class. And, the bottom line is that they're going to be doing plenty of business in country, and that's going to accelerate, because as you go up the socioeconomic ladder, I mean, that's just how it goes. So that's going to be really intriguing to see how that it's pretty amazing what Jack Ma pulled off, man.
Oh, man. It doesn't get any better than that, man. Just to tie it back, we had a good question in the den saying, what happens if foreign countries try to do the same to our companies, man? And it's a great point. And, our man Dave White's in there as well, and he's talked about it many times. And the interesting thing about it all is they already kind of do that to our companies, man.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of companies don't operate in China because if you do, you basically have to be in cahoots with the Chinese government.
That's right.
And that I take issue with myself, I mean, talking about allowing the government, an American company, for instance, like Google, like Microsoft, right? When they're making decisions to offer a different version of their product in China that doesn't allow the same type of freedoms for the people using it, they're basically coming to terms with, trading profits for the rights of their customers. And so many times companies choose not to. Sometimes they choose to. But nonetheless, it's already happening in a big way. So that's the side of that I look at when you talk about something like that. Because you can make the argument that, we can't start as a U.S. government saying all the companies have to be American but when you start talking about where we are in technology and these companies have basically embedded chips that track everything you do, see everything you do, they can see your text, they can see your location, they can see, maybe it's just endless, right? That's a dicey scenario when you talk about a company like China that now has a dictator in there forever, okay? Yeah. And their citizens have zero rights, basically. So and they're a foreign power that we got to be careful of, and to say the least.
Oh yeah, our own companies basically were giving it up when they were first coming in there because they wanted to get in there and there's so much money.
Right.
That's the real bottom line.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to see something, folks, this here, what's this? This is like so far over the top, it's unbelievable. But I'm bringing this up to the aspect that you can see. I want people to understand just how much hypocrisy there is in the world and how money runs it all. Okay, so I'm going to bring this equity up, right? So this equity right here. Aventur, is that that's how you...
I believe so.
Okay,
I've never heard of it, but yeah, I think so.
They manufacture and distribute chemicals, right?
Okay.
So we take a look at the revenue statistic in this, right, folks? You can see in 2016, right, they took in $691 million. In 2019, they took in $6 billion. You heard that right, folks. In 2021... In 2020, they plan on $6.1 billion. Well, you know what they do? You know where they make all their money? This is such a total mind blow. You want to pull this up in Bloomberg, folks. Okay, so we've had, first we went from the opioid crisis, right, to basically a heroin crisis and a meth crisis, right? So you got heroin is the down and meth is the upper, right? Well, there's one chemical that you need in order to make heroin as well as meth, as well as meth, okay? The bottom line is that this chemical is illegal in just about almost all the places in the world, except Mexico, right? But you know what? It's an American company. It's illegal in the United States. It's an American company that uses a subsidiary to sell it, okay? And every time that they're busting anyone in Mexico at these labs, the bottom line is that it's an American chemical.
Pretty intense.
Oh, it's sick. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
Hi, folks. Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates to my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now up 39, Nasdaq's up 79, S&P's up 2.5. That's pretty wild on that chemical, all right? You know.
So I found it. I know you could. Is there any way you can get that article back up there?
Yeah.
Because it was interesting, man. It's talking about, it's a U.S. company. They're doing business in Mexico. They're a $12 billion company. The chemicals they have can make tens of thousands of basically hits of the drugs they're dealing with. And I've never even heard of the company, man.
Listen, I only got this. This is, Bloomberg's got some great writers, man. I mean, I listened to the interview of this guy. The way this had happened, folks, is that the guy that wrote this has, I guess he had said like 12 years ago, what he writes on is that what he feels is that every time that there's like these epidemics, right? There's always something that is very common sense inside it, and if you can find that, you could stop most of these very quickly. And so what had happened is that it was something that he worked on like 12 years ago, and then all of a sudden he realized that, hold it, man, this drug is illegal. We spend billions and billions of dollars, and it's this simple. Do you know what I'm saying? That and what it is. So here I can't pronounce that thing.
I got it up there. Acetic anhydride? Acetic anhydride, maybe. It's a jug, and it's $324, and it's enough to produce 90,000 hits of high-grade, quote-unquote, China White. And they're dealing with the Sinaloa cartel down there, man.
Yeah.
They need another Netflix episode of Narcos to go over this one, man.
They do.
Yeah.
And here's all the jugs with the names right on it.
Yeah.
And so this is what also happens, that this drug, folks, okay, now it's illegal in the United States. I'm not sure how maybe the filters are made outside. This is what you also use for filters of cigarettes.
Okay.
But I just had once you pull this, folks, there was an interview. It was pretty cool. I actually read the article first, but then I was actually in my car. There was an interview at 9 or 10 o'clock at night with the guy that actually wrote this, and it was really amazing.
That is.
And he was just in shock that this is the largest producer of it in the world. And it's an American company traded on an exchange. And you can see that the thing that is intriguing to me is that I'm trying to figure out, like, if you do more work on it, like, really, is it that new that they went from 691 million to 6 billion in 4 years? But you know what?
Really, it looks like the jump there was, though, 2017 to 2018, where you almost went from 1 billion to 6 billion.
Yeah, they must have bought someone, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
But you get the gist of it. The gist of it, folks, is that a lot of these things, because the way we started this conversation was the China. It's always about money. It's about corporate money, and it's unfortunate because they'll sell us down the drain, and they'll sell society down the drain in about a second.
You get big enough, man, and it all becomes the cost of doing business.
Oh, you know what blows my mind? It blows my mind. Listen, I'm a capitalist beyond belief. It blows my mind that people stick up for corporations. It's like, what are you out of your freaking mind? Okay? But they do. They think it's like, and most of the time, it's people that are poor, and they're sticking up for someone that has been jamming them forever. It's like, what is wrong, man? I don't get it. I want to stop.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, man.
Now it's Friday. Good.
I am. Well,
totally.
You know why? Reading that article and thinking about the amount of people that have got hurt by heroin, by opiates, and by that speed is dramatic. Particularly, and you've heard me say this before, folks, okay? I think when we grew up in the 60s, okay? So we grew up, there was drugs everywhere, okay? The differential, I think, is that when these kids got hooked on these pills, right, that you had normal kids and they were pharmaceuticals, and then, they took a pill and they got hooked and they didn't even know what was happening. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that they're naive, but I think there's plenty of people that happened to. Do you know what I'm saying? And once you're on it, then you're in trouble, man. So
the way I look at it, and I agree, I just put it in my head a little bit differently, is that, drug dealers always want to get innocent people hooked, and then they're on it forever. It's quite a different deal when the drug dealer is a multi-billion-dollar multinational corporation.
Right.
And that's what happened in the heroin, with the
opiates.
With opioids,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, someone just painted red. It's 1 point. 1 point.
Are we going to get a red bar on the S&P today? Don't tell me that, man.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
I know.
Something
Hey,
else.
how about gold, man, catching a little bit of a bid, right? 1965, you get the dollar index weakening. some action there in the last couple days in gold as we end this week out.
Gold's going, folks, okay? The volatility is vicious. There's no two ways about that. That's how gold likes to trade. Because let me tell you something. This will never be easy for gold running to this 2,700, but that's where I think it's going. If you're a fundamentalist, it should be easier for you to understand it, but a lot of fundamentalists can't figure out why gold should go up at all. You know what I mean? Not necessarily, but it's pretty basic that Powell is saying that, okay, we want an average of 2%. We don't just want 2%. That says a huge amount, man, because what we don't know on the other side, okay, does that mean that he hopes to run it to 2.5, 2.7 to average it out?
That's the magic question, right? How comfortable are they above the upper bound of 2% with because they used to be very uncomfortable as things got above 2%. Now they're saying that as long as we have a long-term goal of an average of 2%, we're okay if it rises above that. And you know what? These are exceptional times, man. They probably should be. But how does that impact, currencies, commodities, and then, of course, the market? Well,
and I want to show you, folks, over the course of time, at the break, I'm going to hunt up, and in fact, if some of your listeners right now, you want to hunt up the 1998 Asian contagion. Because what you're going to be in shock at is that this is when long-term capital blew up, okay? When long-term capital blew up, folks, the financial system almost crashed. But when you see the amount of money that was at stake and how it almost crashed, you're going to think that this is a joke. I forget whether, it's something like 500 billion or something. It's like small money compared to what we're dealing with right now. So when I look at that, I'm looking saying, hey, man, interest rates aren't going up at all because now we're talking in the trillions. And if we had a system that could blow up in 98 with only that small amount of money, what the Fed has learned is that the Fed is going to throw everything at the system on a consistent basis going forward, period. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can print it. They're not going to be scared. What the Fed did in long-term capital, and is that they made the banks come up with so much money, because they could. But now it's just the Fed, So this thing's going to go on for a long period. They're just going to keep printing money. And so to me, that's saying, hey, gold's going, man.
Sure. No, I could.
Dow up 20, Nasdaq up 48, S&P's flat. Come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Was out of my mind thinking 500 billion. I knew it was a small number compared to what we're dealing with. Look at this. This is amazing, folks. This is Wikipedia, right? And so in 1998, the bottom line is that they lost 4.6 billion. That's it. Now, that was leveraged in a big way, but you can see that my point was the differential of dollars. Do you know what I'm saying? So that, you can see this. Okay, so the Fed made them, let's see, what happened? It says 14 financial institutions. What happened is the Fed had 14 banks basically come in to basically recapitalize them. Sure. But you can see, if you were around at that time, folks, okay, this was a vicious, I can bring up the chart later, this imploded the market like beyond belief.
It's pretty interesting, man, just reading that like you have it in terms of who was in charge of it. You got the former vice chairman and head of bond trading at Solomon. Okay, he's the one who founded it. Then you got members of the board of directors, including people winning the Nobel Prize in economic sciences for, quote unquote, a new method to determine the value of derivatives.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think they got to check their math probably on that one.
Yeah, slightly, right? You know.
But I agree, man. Crazy. The world's come a long way in terms of 22 years, too, in terms of how much capital is out there for that ability. But
all they have to do is they have to call just Elon Musk or Bezos to take care of them. That's pocket change. It's like China's shoes, right?
Bezos hit 200 billion yesterday, man. He can buy and sell that 50 times over and cover that 4 billion. There you go.
Amazing.
That is
amazing. Let's go to Art in Orlando. Hey, Art, what's going on?
Good morning, gentlemen, and thanks for taking the call. Got a couple of different questions and then a little piece of information about acetic anhydride that you were talking about before. So
cool.
I'll pass that along at the end, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The first question is with Exxon and the other stocks, I guess Pfizer and Raytheon being booted off the Dow.
Yes.
What would you expect to happen with those once they're relieved of the pressure of being in the index? Do you think? Oh, and will it depend on what sector they're in, or how the individual results of the company?
Well, this is what they're losing. Okay, they're losing a demand aspect for the equity that, let's say you, me, and Tommy, right? If we looked at Exxon, we say, okay, we wanted to buy Exxon, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
We would still be buying it, okay, or selling it.
Sure.
What they've lost tremendously, though, and that's the huge demand aspect of it, is that any fund that follows the Dow, they don't have to own it. That's where the huge demand comes in. That is someone who's not just saying that I want to buy it for a certain reason. So that is a monster number, man. That's why, you know, people want to be in indices, you know, particularly because we're in the era of ETF structures.
Sure.
And, so, it's in trouble. Exxon's in trouble anyway. Might take Exxon wants to run down to this low of, it'll sit 31st, probably 20. Do you know what I mean?
Art, I was trying to find, too, the amount of raw value of indexed funds for the Dow, and it actually surprised me that it wasn't as big as I thought. The S&P crushes it out of the park in terms of index funds to the S&P, which would make sense, right, in terms of how weirdly the 30 stocks price-weighted. So you still have an artificial bid in there, and I'll see if I can find the actual literal value of indexed funds to the Dow, and it just struck me when I saw the number that it was not actually as big as I thought it was at first glance, which might make sense on how much grief we give on the way it's calculated, right? But it's something to keep in mind.
I wondered about both of those factors. I could see it being torn one way or the other, either no longer being a part of the ETF and mutual fund structure, or being freed up from that structure and maybe getting a little bit better or less artificial bid. But thanks. That's a real important answer for both of us, for my wife and I right now. We appreciate it. Next question. Taking a look at the chart of Walmart, the daily chart of Walmart.
Yes.
If we were to liquidate Exxon and take a look at Walmart, would that be something to look at right now? It looks like it's on its second bull flag recently since July.
Yeah, I'd go for it. I mean, you're buying it at highs, but I mean, you're talking. This looks to me like you get another ABC up. It's not a monster one, but like at what 133.
And this is a long-term trade you're looking at, Art?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. I have some Walmart, Target in the same deal, man. I mean, just no matter what happens with this shutdown, with the pandemic, the acceleration's there. People are shopping online, and Walmart's a strong company, man, across the board.
Yeah.
That's just a little fundamental on top of everything.
No, exactly. And what I would say is really cool, whether they get TikTok or not,
right.
That type of thinking is a really cool way of thinking, man. Do you know what I mean? First, imagine you're with the biggest company in the world, but then you're still full with thinking like that. That's a big deal, man.
I hadn't even thought of that. It is a great point, because what I did think about is they're competing with Amazon, so they better be, right? And
right.
That's kind of part of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm also, back to Exxon for a minute, I'm also concerned that once they're out of the Dow, they'll kill their dividend, and that'll take them down like a rock.
I agree. When you look at this dividend, you don't see equities. This 8.6% dividend that Exxon's paying right now at 40, it's not going to happen. You don't,
And oil's at pretty good prices right now. You know what I mean? Oil's at pre-COVID shutdown prices, which is kind of crazy. Now, supplies dried up, of course, but, we were at negative prices originally. We're back at $40, $45, and still you have this struggle there, so.
Thanks. And finally, a quick point about acetic anhydride. I don't think it's necessarily illegal in this country. It is a controlled substance under DEA regulations. And
okay.
In fact, it's a DEA List 2 chemical. But it's not illegal any more than other chemicals on the list like acetone or toluene or sulfuric acid are.
I see.
Okay.
But they watch where they are going.
Yeah, but I guess the point is we can't go in and buy a 5-gallon jug of it, though, right?
Well, you can buy 5 gallons of sulfuric acid, but you might be being tracked as a result. You might end up on some list.
Okay. Yeah.
You see enough of the cop shows, and you see that all these things get tracked by by the authorities, by DEA and FBI. So.
Yeah, I learned all about it from Breaking Bad. Oh.
Exactly, right?
That's right.
Hey, Art, check out. I'm going to try and see if you can find the amount of raw value of indexed funds that are tied to the Dow, and then try and find the amount of hundreds of billions that are tied to the S&P. Right. I'll try and find it as well, but I think you'd be surprised of the low value actually now of how many funds, how much dollar value want to buy the Dow, where it's really just more of a promotional deal. And you know what I mean? It's billions, but it's not hundreds of billions.
Thanks. I'll take a look at that. Maybe give you fellows a call next week if I find something out about it.
Oh, that'd be awesome, man. We appreciate the feedback. Cool, man.
Okay.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks, Art.
Thanks.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
You too. Bye.
I'm digging for it. We got to find that, because it just I saw the numbers when the news first came out, and it number one, it surprised me. But then I said, no, that makes sense.
Well, you know what I'll do? I got to fix my charts on Bloomberg. Something happened yesterday to them. I'm not sure. So after I get off, I'm going to try to do that, and I'll ask Bloomberg the same way. There's got to be some kind of a thing I hit on Bloomberg to get that, I suspect.
I suspect so as well.
Dow's up 46, Nasdaq's up 45, S&P's a flat, gold's up 37. Oh, look at the dollar. The dollar's giving it up again. Dollar's down 700 ticks. Tommy and I come right back, folks.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 30, Nasdaq's up 44, S&P's a flat. And, you know, folks, this story here, Tom, this is a big story in the aspect of you had Capital One, they're cutting credit card limits, okay? And what happens, folks, is this. If you remember, if you're around 2007, 2008, I would suggest if you have a bank credit line, okay, I'd pull it down. And what that means is that there's plenty of people that they go for, you know, HELOCs, okay, you know, home equity loans, right? What they do is that then they'll have a credit line. And so inside the papers of that credit line, you got to understand they can pull it at any point they want. Now, if the money's still in the bank, the bottom line, when they pull it, which they did in 2007, 2008, and they did it overnight, okay? You know, if you're depending on that money, you cannot depend on it. And this is the first large structure that has actually done this, okay? Now, this is not credit line. This is a credit line that they've pulled. But this could be the beginning. If you read the story, what ends up happening is that they're having a hard time understanding who's paying their bills and who's not, because the way that the CARES Act was written, if you go for forbearance, they cannot put that on your credit report.
To do with credit on your credit cards. Is that correct?
This is credit on your credit cards. This is
right.
This is Capital One. Let's say that you had a $1,000 limit. You might have woke up this morning. You only have 200 now. If you had 10,000, you might have 5,000. You know, now
they said they cut it from a third to 2/3. So even if you had 10K, they slashed it by a third, which should be 3,500.
Oh, it does say that, about a third to 2/3. Wow. Okay.
They slashed it.
Ooh, that's a monster. I didn't see that.
2/3. So maybe you thought you had $10,000 in credit cards, and you wake up today and you got 3,500, man, and 3,500 from 10K, or even if you had 20K, you're down to 6,500. 6,500 for a family of 4 if you have no income, man. That's a dicey scenario. But be aware. That's the deal, man. It happens all the time.
Yep. Stay right there, folks. Think or Swim coming up next. And I'm Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.